You know, when someone says Pokemon to me, what I picture in my head is the good old days of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl on the Nintendo DS, that intro, as it would slowly build up the base, and the suspense would build up in that intro. All the old Pokemon games had these really cool intros that showcased like the whole world and all the different cool things you could do in it, and it was just a really awesome way to get you excited before the title screen rolled around and you're ready to make that brand new save file. And man, it was so cool back then. And I wasn't even allowed to play Pokemon growing up. I guess I'll make a video about that someday because that's kind of funny. So I had to sneak play Pokemon. I could just play it under the covers or something because it was portable, so I could get away with it. But yeah, man, like Pokemon, ooh, it brings back such good memories. It's such a good game franchise, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. It sounds funny to say that, but it does. It brings back really, really great memories, and I'm sure it does for anyone who clicked on this video. I'd imagine you're watching this video because you're like, yeah, why does Pokemon suck nowadays? Like, what's going on with Pokemon? And hopefully today I can kind of explain that to you. And this is just my opinion, obviously, but I feel like a lot of you might agree with me when I'm at the end of my little rant. So first of all, let's go ahead and discuss why don't we like Pokemon anymore anyway. The first reason is probably just because like the new games, especially Sword and Shield, they just felt kind of lackluster, right? Like there was just something off about them. The way they did the graphics, the way the animations were, there just wasn't a lot of animation in the battles. It just almost felt like it wasn't like fully polished. Like they didn't put their 110% into it like they did back in the day. And it kind of hurt a little bit because Pokemon is this game that we look forward to every time there's a new generation. It's so exciting. I remember when Generation 6 came out, X and Y, it's a huge deal. We went from the pixel art that we had been with for over a decade into this new 3D look, and it was super exciting. So Sword and Shield just felt like it wasn't enough of a generational leap, in my opinion. It didn't feel as exciting. I mean, in my humble opinion, I think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee looked better than Sword and Shield. Like graphically, the art style, it felt more Pokemon, and it definitely just had a more Pokemon charm to it, in my opinion, obviously. So Sword and Shield was definitely just like, man, there is just something off about this. Then the gameplay footage they showed, it was just a train wreck that we knew was going to happen, and then we all paid money for it. We all gave them our money, right? We gave Nintendo or the Pokemon company our money, and then when we got it, it was still a train wreck, and it was like, wow. But you know what the funny thing is? I have had this conversation with so many different kinds of people. There are people who love Pokemon Sword and Shield. Isn't that crazy? It blew my mind. But no, there are people who love the game. And when I ask them, like, okay, like, why do you love it? Like, I want to know more about you. Like, let me figure out why you like it, because I want to like it, right? But I can't. So tell me what you like about it. So, they mention a lot of the basic things that we all did like about Pokemon. Like, it turns out we have a lot in common. They love the idea of collecting different kinds of Pokemon and interacting with them, leveling them up and building your own team, and just like the whole world of Pokemon is fun and exciting. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting, because like that's the same stuff I like about Pokemon. I just didn't feel that from this one. And then I ask, okay, well, what experience do you have with Pokemon? And most of the time, the answer is very similar. The answer is, this is my first Pokemon game, or this is my second Pokemon game, or I haven't played Pokemon in so long. Like they're returning from Game Boy Color era, like, you know what I mean? Like they have not played in ages, so they missed all those Pokemon games in between. So I came to this conclusion. I came to a very unique conclusion that I thought was interesting. I had this conversation with a lot of other Pokemon fans who feel kind of frustrated with the series, and I think that it boils down to that Pokemon hasn't really changed, and that's why we have a problem with it. You know, we as people, we like to evolve, and we look forward to new and exciting and refreshing experiences, but Pokemon hasn't changed. It's stagnant. It's the same thing that it always was. Yeah, there's a few features and a few mechanics thrown in here and there, but it really doesn't change if you think about it. If you could remake Pokemon Sword and Shield in pixel art style, you could theoretically go back in time, hand that to someone, they would go, oh yeah, this is just the next game. Like they wouldn't think, oh, this is so advanced because there's a ton of new stuff in it. It's mostly the same. And I think that's why we're kind of over it. We want something fresh. We want something exciting. We want something new, and we're not getting that. We're not satisfying that need. And because of that, after so many Pokemon games, you know, enough is enough. You're kind of over it. It's just not what you're craving. It sounds weird to say it like that. It sounds like food, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? So I think that's where the issue lies in. It's not Pokemon's problem. It's our problem. We just gotta move on, you know? And it sucks, right? It sucks because Pokemon, it brings back such fond memories. You know, you remember the first time you caught your first wild Pokemon and you're like, wow, it's on my team now. And you gave it a name and you were just so excited to have him be a part of your team. And maybe it was a crappy little Weedle, but you know what? That's completely okay. He was a cool little Weedle and he was your little Weedle. And that is what made Pokemon so awesome. And it hurts to think, okay, my time is done. You know, it's over with Pokemon. But I think that's the reality we all have to face. Except, in recent news, looks like Pokemon is willing to try some new things. We're getting these Diamond and Pearl remakes, which I'm absolutely going to get because I'm a sucker for Diamond and Pearl. If you remember the beginning of the video, I was talking about how great it was. I mean, in general, I think Gen 4 is the best generation. Might be a hot take because there's a lot of Gen 3 lovers. And don't get me wrong, Gen 3 cool. But Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, amazing. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, best Pokemon games in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'll talk about it someday. That's just my opinion, but man, I love that entire generation. It's so good. And the Pokewalker. I brought that thing to school. Epic. You know, PE with the Pokewalker, physical education. Ooh, that was some free XP right there. But anyways, back to the main point. It looks like the Pokemon Company is going to be trying new and exciting ideas. With this new Pokemon Arceus title. I think that's the name of it. I don't want to sound stupid. I'm not looking at anything right now. I'm just kind of speaking off my mind. But the free roam Pokemon game where you can roam like Breath of the Wild and catch wild Pokemon out in the wild. That looks really cool and exciting, and I think that was the kind of news that a lot of us needed to hear, because I think Gen 8 was kind of the last straw for a lot of veterans. It was kind of that game where it was like Pokemon Company looked at the analytics and they said, a majority of people are unhappy, and if we want these people to still stay Pokemon fans, we needed to do something different. We need to make sure we excite them. And I think that was honestly a response to how everyone reacted to the Pokemon games. And in my opinion, I think it was a great idea for them to finally do it. I think it's good timing too, just because, I don't know, I was ready to jump ship. I was totally ready to jump ship. I was ready to go, you know what, I'm not buying any new Pokemon games until I, see some really appealing gameplay footage that really captivates me. And the new Pokemon game does look like it's going to do that. So I'm very happy about that. I'm optimistic about the future of the franchise. And I don't know. I this is kind of a hot take. I don't know how people feel about this, but honestly, I really wouldn't mind if they just went back to the pixel art style. I feel like if they went back to the pixel art style, they could save a lot of time and money on, you know, the visual department and just work on more crispy content. And we've seen, like, there are companies out there making modern pixel games that look amazing. You know, look at that recent Square Enix game. I think it was called Octopath Traveler, with the modern lighting and everything. I don't think I'd want Pokemon to look like that, but you know what I mean? Like, pixel art is cool again. Like, people like pixel art. Bring it back. Save yourself some time and money and give us more stuff to do in your game, more content. You know, a topic I wanted to bring up is I mean, comparing old games to new games, yeah, a lot of things are similar, but I mean, they definitely had a lot more end game content to do in the older games. If you look at Pokemon Soul Silver, I think it's an excellent example because that game is phenomenal. There was not only a second region, right? That's the big thing everyone likes about that game. There's a second region. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. I won't say anything else, you know, just in case you want to play it. But, you know, after you beat the game, there is a whole new game to play. It's insane. And not only that, like, after you beat that extra game, there's even more things to do. There's missions that you can go exploring the whole world and catching various legendary Pokemon, and you can do Battle Frontier, and there's just so much more in terms of content going for the older Pokemon games. I mean, oh my gosh, do you remember that super cool Easter egg at the end of Soul Silver? I don't know, it's like at the end, but you can go to Game Freak headquarters and get a really cool item that allows you to play the old Game Boy Color soundtrack. At any time, you can just press a button and switch to the old soundtrack to the new soundtrack. Like, that was insane. That was one of the coolest features ever. And it just feels like they're not willing to do anything super awesome like that anymore, and it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, yes, the new Pokemon games are similar to the old ones, but like the old ones, man, they wanted to give you more for your money, and now it seems like they're stretching it, right? Before, it was like, back in the day, Pokemon Soul Silver, it cost $40. And the thing was, DS games back then cost $35, right? So it was an extra $5, but you got a Pokewalker, which was this physical accessory that you got, and it would count your steps, and you could level up your Pokemon and transfer them and trade with people and battle with people all within the Pokewalker, right? They charged $5 for that thing. I'm sure that thing was worth way more than $5. I'm sure they lost money on that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my guess. It feels like they gave you way more content for your $40, like, right? They gave you more than what the game was worth. And now it's like, is Sword and Shield worth $60? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I do not think Pokemon Sword and Shield was worth $60. I think maybe, just maybe, they could have charged $40 for it, and even that would have been a stretch. Honestly, that's a hot take. I know people might get upset, but man, I just don't think they're giving us what we're paying for, man. Like, it just seems like they're not thinking about the consumer anymore. They're just thinking about the profits. And when that comes from Nintendo, it just feels like, damn, that is so out of character. Like, get your act together, man. Like, what happened? There's a reason why Nintendo has like these super ridiculous fanboys, and it's because they were always on the side of the consumer, but recently it just hasn't felt that way. And I feel like that's a bigger topic for a bigger video, but man, just disappointing, you feel me? All right, there you go. That's my 2 cents. No, that's my 99 cents on Pokemon Sword and Shield and where Pokemon's going nowadays. In summary, I think we want something fresh, we want something exciting. I mean, that's why fan games are popping now. If you're looking for a Pokemon game that excites you, check out Pokemon Uranium, man. That game starts off with one of the biggest, like, whoa moments ever. I'm not going to say what it is, but man, like, within 5 minutes, you're like, oh my gosh, this is something special. And I want to feel that from the main games again. Like, I really want to feel that. So, yeah. We've grown up, guys. Grown up. I'm a boomer now. I've been playing Pokemon for so long. Started with Fire Red, then went to Diamond and Pearl, Soul Silver, Black and White. Dude, the DS was the golden era, man. Oh, so good. Alright, I'm gonna stop. I'm getting too crazy. Alright, leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a like for a good Pokemon game. If you leave a like on this video, I will email Game Freak, tell them to get their act together. Make a good Pokemon game, please. And subscribe. I talk about everything and anything here. Well, leave some comments about what you want me to talk about. I'll talk about it. And if you have a request for gameplay footage you want me to use, leave in the comments. Or if you have like a YouTube video of you being an epic gamer at a game, if you're a speedrunner, you're an epic gamer, DM me on Discord, Twitter, and send me your gameplay footage. I might use it. But yeah, that's it. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.